Earlier, I spoke to Johns Hopkins University economics professor Steve Hanke. Here's what he had to say about this latest U.S. policy creating tariff turmoil.
I happen to be a free trader. I'm against all sanctions, against all tariffs, against all quotas, against all non-tariff barriers and interference with trade in any way whatsoever. So I've anticipated this, and it's very similar to what happened in the 1930s, by the way, 1929, 1930, 31, 32, the Great Depression, because what's happened in the United States is that the money supply in the United States has actually shrunk and contracted since the summer of 2022. And that shrinkage means that eventually the economy will start slowing down. We might even have a recession. That happened, of course, in 1929 at the start of the Great Depression. Then you had, in June of 1930, the Smoot-Hawley tariffs came in, and that was a crowning blow that really set us spiraling into a Great Depression. So you have kind of the same general setup. The scene's the same. The money supply is contracting. That means the economy will slow down. And then you get this tariff tax. It's a tax on international transactions coming in. And that's just going to add more pressure, downward pressure on the economy and the stock market. Now remember, the stock market in 1929, it peaked out in September, and from September 29 until July of 1932, it contracted by 89%, the stock market. So these taxes, obviously, if you put a tax on something, it's negative for after-tax income and profits. That means what? The stock market's going to go down. Of course, I predicted that, by the way, yesterday.
Yeah, and gone down how it has. And surprising to me today is just how few analysts actually believe these tariffs actually stick. Anyone who expected certainty or stability must be living under a rock. But how do businesses then cope with this? We've already seen some immediate reaction, having to halt and pivot overnight. Others, like Apple, dealing with watching their stock price plunge $255 billion in Apple's case.
Well, Karina, this is a critical question that you've raised, and that is, investors and business people see all these changes going on. It's not just the tariffs. The whole landscape is being changed under the Trump administration, and that creates what we call regime uncertainty.